Hey guys, Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and keeping up with the build of the new frames that we have in stock, we're going to start with another one, so let me go ahead and just kind of get right to it. So we're going to be doing now the TCMM Martian 4 220. So I'm going to go ahead and this one, at least I am building, I had not built before. I didn't start earlier, so we can get started here. So again, we're going to look at some of the contents here. We've got the arms, we're going to open those up. This actually has a PDB on it. And you know, it's for, I guess we'll go ahead and assume that it'll be fine to use, but I'm going to look at it now. So we've got our straps here, we've got our landing pads here, and I think that's pretty much all that's in here right now. So let me just go ahead and open this up real quick, and we'll check some measurements out and make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. All right, there's our camera mounts right there. We've got our, let me see, our nylon pieces right there. Got our standoffs right here. And you know what? I need to find my ruler. I cannot find my ruler. But here's our standoffs right here. All right, so we'll go ahead and put those in this bin right here. There we go. Put the bag in there. They gave us some soft mounts here. Okay. And then we have some more mounts and inserts here. So let me just go ahead and line those up. Right there. There we go. Okay. Now, because this one is being open in front of you, I'm not going to lay these out like with the screws and do a full count, but we'll understand what we got. Now, these are supposed to be 4mm arms, and here's our PDB, so I'll open that in a second. So let's just lay this out, and we'll do a measurement check real quick to see how accurate it is. All right, so we've got our camera mounts here. Okay, 1, 2, and then we've got our arms here. All right. All right, so there we go. Okay, so let's get the calipers. And let me get over here to our website so I can show you this frame. And let's see if it pops up. I just put it up, so let me make sure that it's in there too. I think that's it right there. Okay, so I'll show you the website in a second. For right now, I don't know why this thing looks like it's tilted, but we'll build anyway. Okay, so let's see. We have the following. Let's make sure, see where our caliper is here. It's pretty close. All right, so we have top plate about 2mm, bottom plates 1.5mm each. They're going to overlap. Arms a little over 4mm, and then this should be around 2, I think. That's a little under 2, about 1.9. Okay, and then our standoffs are going to be 25mm. All right, and that's it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see how we're going to lay this out. So we know this is the front because our inserts are going to go right here. Okay, so that's good, which means this is going to overlap to the back like this, right? Now I have to understand how they want this to work. My guess is this is going to be pretty much the same way as the one before, except the cool thing here is we've got these inserts now. So see how they give us these inserts here, right? So they're kind of like these grommets. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of put one in just gently. And we're going to start by using the 12mm screws, which is what I'm guessing these are right here. They're going to be around 12mm. And what we're going to do is take your front of your frame, which is going to be, the front piece is going to be on the bottom, okay? And we're going to, actually, let me do this to make it a little easier first. Let's check how these arms would mount. All right, so that's pretty good. I mean, that works out well. Okay, and they leave it open. Yeah, that should be just fine. So what you want to do is, because this piece, the front piece here with the inserts at the front are going to be on the bottom, we're going to hold that, then put this, and then the easiest way to do this is just go on the outside to this piece of the frame. Just put the screw through that hole right there. Okay, and don't make too much of an issue of it. This will be the easiest way to do it. Then go ahead and just lay this on top. Nothing more to it than that. Just lay it on top. Nah. Hold your screw in place though, okay? Holy moly. Okay, lay that on top. Then, before you take your finger off, put your other finger underneath there. And then just take your little grommet here and just hand tighten it, okay? That's it. Just hand tighten it in place. When you tighten the screw down, it will fall into place properly, okay? Now let's look at the next arm. The next arm, we're just going to go ahead and put under here like this. And again, we're going to go to the same outside screw, get your 12mm or 14mm, whatever this is, screw. Put it in place and have it go through the arm there, if I can line it up. And then get it again like the last one, where it sits right here. Then hand tighten the grommet down, just like that. And you'll be good to go. Okay, so there's 2, all right? Make sure we get these lined up, just like that. As long as you, and if you look, well, you have to kind of line them up properly, and as long as you line them up properly, you're in good shape, okay? Now we're gonna go to the next ones, all right? So let's go to the back ones real quick. And again, if you look at how this is gonna be mounted, so we're gonna mount it like this. Go ahead and just slide that in there. And everything should fit properly, and it does. So get that screw again, and send it through that arm right there, just like this. Oh no, that's gonna be too much. Let me turn that off. Sorry guys, there's a bunch of ringing going on, I apologize. Everything's ringing, I don't know how this is happening. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw this one down, just like that. Turn this off, there, turn it off. Okay, and then we'll come and put the last arm in, okay? Just like this. Yeah, there we go. And then put the next screw in right there. And again, we should be golden. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so with this set, okay, now we can start putting the rest of the frame together. So we're going to go ahead, and we know we're running a 30 by 30, which is right here. And if you remember the last video, and I'm going to stress this again, so here's what here's what's weird about this is I'm not really sure how they want to pull this off, but I'm going to have to say that I can't really go this route. I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to, but if you're looking at this, right, and you want to mount this, and I'm going to try to. Again, I want to get this ready for you guys so I can show you, but let me see if I can find it. I don't think so. All right. So the options you have left now for something like this, right, is going to be the following. So you take one of these longer screws that comes with it, okay? You just got to wiggle this around to line it up. There you go. Now this screw's longer than normal. Now I would assume that they give you this. You could use this to tighten it down. I wouldn't do that. I don't even know if I would use this at all, okay? What I would do is go ahead and just hand tighten for now, just so we can look at this. Hand tighten the grommet that would go on your 30 by 30 right here, okay? And the reason I'm not convinced about this is I assume that what they want you to do next is screw that onto there. It's possible, so we're gonna try it, but I'm also gonna lean into the idea that, hey, let's go ahead and use a 30 millimeter screw again and just push the thing all the way through. But I wanna see how this frame pans out without it, just following their method. So I'm going to use the long screw, and I'm actually going to tighten this down now. So if you tighten it down, you notice the grommets are going to pull, sorry, let me get the screwdriver out. It's going to pull through, right? So you can see now it's gone down. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pull them all through to where it tightens nicely. All right, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the next arm here. So let me line this in. And then, there we go. Whoops, sorry, my bad, hold on. All right, so I'm gonna tighten this one down. This screw's kind of wobbly-jawed, I think. Yeah, I don't like this screw. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one's kind of weird, so let me grab one of mine. It just looks like the piece on isn't good. Let me just check and see if this is a 12. Yeah, it's a 12, so I'm just gonna use one of my 12. So remember, guys, it's 12 millimeter. And you know you can always go to our website. We have a whole section there under tools where we sell the screws here. So please, by all means, make sure you have a good. I'm gonna throw this one out. Worst thing is when you get a screw that you grab one and it's terrible, and you end up stripping out the piece and then it ruins everything. So let me go ahead now and do this one next. I still have this one on this arm actually to do. So let me tighten this as well. Okay. Now I've got on these frames, I ordered a lot of these frames because they're good for students, and they've got plenty of room to work for people that are just getting into the hobby. So I thought, plus they're very solid for people that have been in the hobby. And so I think that this is going to be a good frame. I've got 100 or so, I think, maybe a few hundred here. We'll see, but I've got plenty here. So again, it's a great way to start out, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's get this last screw in here. So now we've used the longer screws so that we can, not that one. That one's not long. So let me see. Where's this one? What happened here? Did I use it somewhere else? I don't know. Looks like I'm gonna grab an, I think I swapped these maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's quite possible. Let me just look at this screw real quick and see. Yeah, so this one actually goes here. I put the wrong one in. Get that here. Stop doing that. Okay, so there we go. And then you can put these soft mounts on here. I don't like the idea, but again, there are a lot of people that do, so feel free if this is. Now I will check. Actually, you know what? I need to check something here because there's another option. Maybe let me cut this open real quick and see, because I want to make sure, depending on how thick this is, it may have been almost better. Let me see. Now, what I'm thinking is maybe if you go with like a 14 millimeter, this board's about 1.5 millimeters, I guess, but it still might, I don't think these will, yeah, these aren't gonna grip worth a darn, so that's not it. But I was thinking, you know what, this would be ideal, actually. I'll do it like this, because I think it might still work. But anyways, let's just try it like that. Okay, so they give you a PDB. Now just understand something, there is no voltage regulator on here, okay? So, whatever you come in with is what it's going out with, but it's pretty cool that they include it. So let's just go ahead and try that for now. I don't know how much of this thread can hold this. Let me just see. This is, I think it could definitely hold more. So, sorry, I'm trying to screw this in here. Okay, so this is a 6 millimeter screw and it's got about 3 mil. So it can go 3 mil in. So this is about, that screw, I would probably go with a 16 mil. Let me give you an idea of what that's gonna look like, or 14 mil. So if I take the 12 mil out and I use this PDB now, okay, just assume it. That means you're gonna have to get screws, okay? You can't use the screws that are given to you here, but let's just go with a 14 mil screw. So if I put a 14 mil screw through here, I'm probably gonna get enough height from here. I don't think, this PDB does not have to be raised any higher than this, so really you've limited how much space you're taking up. I mean, that is about 1.5 millimeters gap, and there's no open components there, so I wouldn't worry about that. So let's put this on. Oh, it doesn't get a full difference. So, I don't know, it's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So let's just assume we go with that, I guess if you wanted to, down the road, or you could easily mount this on top. I just wouldn't do that. You could mount these here and then mount the board on top, but this isn't the board you're worried about. But you see, if you look there, there's a little bit of movement because it's not 100% close. So, trying to think of how I would do this. If I did that, and let's say, fine, maybe I take a, oh gosh, who knows? Let's just, for shits and grins, let's take a 1 millimeter spacer like this right here, put it over, and then put this on. And I guess that, yeah, that would be pretty tight. So we'll try that. Okay, so we're gonna, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to 14 millimeter screws from 12 mil. Okay, this is an option now, so let's just try that and see, because this might work out pretty good depending on what you're trying to do. Or you do it like I normally would do it and run a 30 mil screw through the whole thing. You have one solid screw all the way up. However it is, since this one does come with a PDB, it may not be so bad to give it a shot and just see. So let's just tighten this real quick, make sure that the screws are tight, everything's tightened. All right, that's 2. And then let's get another 14. So again, guys, if you did want to go this route, I would recommend that you go to the website and here, let me just show you. It's holy moly. Okay, so just real quickly, just so I can look. So if you go to the website, right, and there's the frame right there right now. Okay, so you just go to TCM, like under frames here, right, and you go to TCM if you want by brand. Whoops, by brand. Drop down arrow and then TCMM, right? Okay, so you'll find this right here. But look here, if you go this route and you go to tools and gear, and you go to screws, nuts, and standoffs. And then from here, you can get all the stuff that you need. So these are M3, which is what I'm using right now, and they're all color-coded. And these are M2s. Now, the color coding is on me, right? So I came up with this, and I color the screws myself. So, but the point being is here's the color chart, right? And the idea behind it is so that if I drop a bunch of screws, I don't have to sit there. Like the difference between a 3 mil and a 4 mil, or 4 and a 5. And if you have 1,000 of them or a couple hundred of them and you drop them, you can be going crazy. So I color them, and the colors stick really good. And if you want to remove the color, you just use some alcohol, rubbing alcohol will come off. But it makes it to where if I drop them, I just go by the color. I know exactly what size these are, and I save myself the hassle. Now, that chart is mine, and I really would love to see that chart like be the chart that is used in the future. You know, I think it's kind of cool, but in either case, it makes it easy for me. And now that I've been doing it so long, if, you know, I can tell you like, okay, green is 14, red is 12, silver is 8, blue is 10. You know, I know the colors and I know exactly what size they are, so I don't have to worry about it. You get used to it, and it makes the entire job a ton quicker. And you'll notice I use colors and everything, like my handles here. The M3s are this color, and the M2s are pink. So I don't have to, I can look without having to lift the handle up and see what it is. I just like that. Anyways, that's a little boring information about me. Okay, so we're gonna put the last M14, I'm sorry, the M3 14 mil in here. All right, then we're gonna use the 1 mil standoff. Okay, now these don't come with it, and you don't have to go this route. I'm showing you this, and you can get all this stuff on the side, but if not, just connect it accordingly. This part is just up to you on what you like. So far, the frame is pretty solid, though. I'll tell you that. All right, now, the next thing is, by the look of this frame, we can tell two things, right? One, obviously, because it's offset, we have plenty of room here, but the one thing that's important to know is that you're going to have longer standoffs in the front than you are in the back, obviously, because it's tiered, right? So what we want to do is we want to go and look for the... Yeah, Mama? Dinner's ready? Okay, I'll be wrapping this up in just a second. Thanks, babe. All right, dinner's ready, guys, so I got to make something happen here. This would be our cable to distribute to our flight controller or what have you. Let's go in here. Okay. And all right, looking at this right here, let's look at our standoffs now. Okay, so you're gonna have ones that are longer than the others. And so there's, you can see right here, there's a short version and a long version. So we're gonna start with the long version and the 6 mil screw. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these in at the bottom, okay? So might as well, it's very easy. Oops, there we go, very easy indeed. Okay, let's put the long ones in the front. All right, there's one, there's two. All right, there's three here. Where is my fourth one? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, whoops, that's on the back anyway. That should, no, that's right. What am I doing here? I'm making, yeah, my bad. My apologies. I put the whole thing on floppy jawed. So let me move these without dropping everything. Sorry, excuse me 1 second. Where did they go? This meant to go here. I'm just not paying attention right now. Put this one here. Okay, so in the front there's only 3. I'm sitting here looking for the next one. I could take this cable off. This is getting in my way. Okay, this would go to your flight controller. So they put one in the center right here. All right. There you go. And let's put the rest on the back. Go. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just install our camera mounts, okay? And I don't really think there's a, I guess I could put it like this. Yeah, so my guess is, I don't know it's kind of weird. Let me see how I'd want to do this. So I don't know of a camera that would fit like that. It would have to go like this, I would think. I know it doesn't. If I have a camera, I'm trying to figure out how they would. Let me see what they put on the picture here, because I would, depending on how your camera mounts, it may make a little bit of a difference, but maybe not much. So let me see what they have done, and I'll look at their recommendation here. Okay, so they've got this to the back, and they've got this to the top. So they've got it like this. All right, so let's just try that and call it a day. So we're gonna put these in place. All right, so there we go. And then I'm just gonna come in, line up the top plate. If I can do that. And line up this plate. Now, this should fit in nicely, but it's a tight fit. So let me just make sure I've got this right. I want to make sure that I don't have this done a wrong way. I don't think I do. No, it's just a tight fit. That's fine. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of line it up on the bottom here like this. And when you do see that carbon fibers, it's kind of a tight fit for the carbon fiber to get in. What I would tell you to do is just put your plate on like normal. Try to line it up as best as you can. And when you tighten the screws down, you're hopefully going to see this thing fall in place. But I would not, don't bang on it and don't sit there and fight with it, because the last thing you want to see is a splinter out of this. So just kind of line it up, put the screws in place. All right. That way you can hold it in place here. And so now let me just fasten this down so that I know that my top plate is going to be stable. And then as I come to the front here, I'm going to put a screw in here and just slowly tighten it. And what it should do is bring this carbon fiber, at least lock it in where it needs to be, and we're going to see if that's what happens. Okay, so give me a second to line it up. There we go. See how as I'm screwing it down, it's pushing it in place right there, right? So then the next piece is going to be right here. And as we tighten this one down, and again, make sure it's lined up so you don't sit there and tighten it for nothing, you know, over the wrong. And there you go. You can hear it snap in place. And look at that. Now it's perfectly in place. Okay, it's a good cut. It's a tight cut. They definitely cut it well enough to keep it accurate. And it's not loose by any means. So let's screw this one down, and let's come over here. Okay. Put this one in place, and then we'll do this one. Okay, guys, so looking at this, that's pretty much it. There you go. Sorry, the table's kind of, I'm going to put these wires away, and I'll put all these are the extras from the nylon standoffs that I'm not going to use. I don't really use nylon standoffs too much, and right now I didn't see a need to use them in there, so let me just put these back in the bag real quickly. And we should be done here in a second. Now, you guys may not even use the PDB or this makeshift PDB. It's a distribution board, it is. It just doesn't have a voltage change, so whatever you bring in it is it. But it does make it easy probably for you to solder your ESCs to at least. But there you go. So this is the final frame. It doesn't take very long to build. And let me just kind of give you a close-up of it. There you go. So here it is. And that is going to be the Martian 4220. You can find it on our website, and I'm going to show you right here how to do it. So if you go here to our website, and again, if you just go to CycloneFPV.com, and then you go to drones, and then you drones and frames, and then you go to buy brand, you just go to TCMM, and you will see it right here. Okay, and it's in stock right now. It's on sale for $29.99. And then when you click on it, you'll see some of the specs, but then this video will actually be posted underneath. So you'll be able to watch the build video if you want to, okay? All right, guys, that's it for now. Listen, I'm going to go have some dinner. My wife made me some awesome dinner. Spend time with your family, guys. I know we're all stuck at home for a little bit. Please make the most of it. Spend time with your kids and your loved ones. And you never know how much time you got left, so please make the most of it. Put the drones down until another time, okay? Other than that, guys, God bless, peace, and we will see you soon. Bye.